Good morning, everyone. It's July 12, 2025, and we're in Wisconsin Dells. My name is Al.
And I'm Lori.
And together we are
Adventures in Travel. We know that Wisconsin Dells is a very popular vacation destination, and we haven't really been downtown for years, so we're going to give you an update right now.
Don't mind the lighting conditions because the sun is in and out due to some clouds and weather in the area, but at least it's not raining.
So we hope you enjoy a look at downtown Wisconsin Dells, where vacationers have been coming for, over 150 years.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and send us your comments about what we're doing. Thanks for joining us today.
And also, we appreciate your comments that help us build a better channel. So we hope you enjoy the Wisconsin Dells downtown today. I know that glockenspiel usually goes on the hour, but all right, we're going to be going over to the famous glockenspiel. It's a story of the Pied Piper, and we hope you enjoy it. We're going to go take a look at that first. It's almost 9 in the morning, and they do it on the hour, so let's hope they've continued that. Let's see what their schedule is.
And as legend has it, a terrible plague of rats afflicted the lovely town of Hamlet. No one in all the town knew a cure for this dreadful condition. Then, one day, a stranger came to town. The stranger was dressed in brightly colored clothing and sang to the townsfolk, telling of his great skill for ridding the town of the hideous rats. His fee was small. He asked but a penny for each rat he removed. The town council agreed, and the mayor of the town told the stranger to proceed with the task. on the rats. They came from every cellar, dark hole, and crevice. Rats by the dozens, then 50s, then by the hundreds, followed the piper. On and on the rats followed, right out of the streets of Hamlin and into the River Lyson, where the musically enchanted rats met their doom beneath the waters of the swift and mighty river. Once the rats had disappeared, the townspeople were filled with both relief and suspicion. They felt that maybe this stranger was in league with the devil, and that his astonishing feat was an act of sorcery. When the piper came for his payment, the mayor and the town council had already agreed to refuse the promised fee. The piper was outraged. With great anger, he gave warning of a terrible evil yet to fall on the city of Hamlin. People know that the piper not only charmed rats, but all things that live beneath the sky, including children. That morning, parents were at church. A strange tune was heard, and children large and small stopped their play to run forward, following the music of the Pied Piper. Down the street they ran, unaware they were under a spell. They followed the piper through the main street of Hamlin, a street where no music has ever again been played. They ran out the east gate of the city onto the Seven Hills, where they vanished into a mountain, all except one, who was lame and could not keep up. The children had disappeared forever, never to be seen again. Today, in the house called the Ratcatcher's House, is still seen the rhyme carved on a beam, which tells of this historic event.
A modern version of this age-old tale tells us that the townspeople finally paid the piper, and he returned the children to their homes. And they lived happily ever after.
just continue our walk.
Yep.
Let's finish going down the street. This building's historic. Now it's the entertainment center. What? Yeah, you're right, we did. Yes, we did. I remember. Yes, Monk's Bar and Grill. They're all over the place now. One in Sun Prairie as well. Mackinac Island is not the only place you can get fudge. It's popular here too. More fudge. getting busier. This fudge shop is older than I am. We're going to cross to the other side. Well, here's the opening of Broadway Street. the railroad bridge. Across the street, is a historical marker. Here's a close-up right now. See, what I'm going to do is overlay the photo of the marker we got years ago. All right, this place has been around a long time, the Showboat. We've never actually been in there, but it's a really distinctive looking building that you first see when you turn onto Broadway. So now we're going to capture Broadway from the other side. Very popular place here. Lots of performers come and play music. Maybe we'll get there one of these days. Up there is the train station. And the Canadian Pacific Holiday train also stops here as well. And the famous riverfront sign. That's been up a long time. Down below are the boat tours. We've been on them many times, but we're thinking of going back in October for the fall color boat tour. That's sure to be pretty. But this is one of the most popular classic attractions from the Dells that's been here for a very long time. And here's the boats. It's really a lot of fun. The upper Dells and the lower Dells, two separate rides. You can do them both the same day or different days, whenever you can get there. You can get the tickets online as well as in person. So we'll be back again when the fall comes and show you how the Dells look in the fall. It's really very beautiful. And the rock formations are gorgeous too. That's how you go down here. And right above here is a historical marker. This used to be called Kilbourne before the name was changed to Wisconsin Dells. And photographer H.H. Bennett put the Dells on the map, really. He showed amazing pictures of the Dells, and that brought tourists. So this has been a place for tourism for probably over 150 years, easily. Back when there was barely photography, but H.H. Bennett invented the instant snap shutter so people wouldn't have to sit for 2 minutes sitting still for a photo. He brought instant photography to the world, which we enjoy today. Let's continue. There's another Bella Goose. Looks like they have 3 locations. All right, so we'll show you the street we just walked on, the side which we were walking on before from across. We'll show you what the other side looks like. See this old-time portrait store across the street? We got a photo taken there wearing old-fashioned clothing back in 2008. That was super fun. We highly recommend it. Here you can get some custom-made wood carving for a plaque if you want one. They can send it to you in the mail. All right, here we go down the street. Here's H.H. Bennett. His studio is now part of the Wisconsin State Historical Society. So it shares its legacy in the present time with everybody. We were actually here a number of years ago to get a tintype picture taken. And here it is. I made a video of us getting it done. It was really fun, and it's hanging up on our wall now. Taking a picture just like the 1880s. Here's a marker. You know, I think this is actually where we did get that picture, old-fashioned picture taken. I think it was over here. But there's a lot of different stores, so it's easy to forget which one you went to. Anyway, you got choices. Here's another one. Lots of choices. And this shop has been around since 1949. So it's not really that far away from 100 years for souvenirs. It's a lot of fun to get an old-time picture. Everybody should do it at least once. Look at the pretty flowers. They do a lot to beautify the downtown here. And here's a look back on the street. It's high season, summer. Look how busy it is. But the good part about being a local, us, we come in the off season too. Get tickets here. Here's a better look at that big gorilla over here. You never know what you're gonna find. Oh my gosh. Press Penny souvenirs. Those are pretty fun to collect. Well, I'm going to be covering up this rather noisy portion. All this copyright music that I'm going to be changing some soundtrack. Come here for your candy. They got every kind.
Get a picture.
Al wants a picture. Show people a hotel. There's some hotels too that are off the main road that are perhaps a little quieter. One over here, one across the street. We'll get off the beaten road a little bit here. And this Masonic temple is historic too. There's a plaque. Let's get a further view. Now I want to get the building. Too close yet. There we go. Oh, look at Al. Remember that rail dog place from many years ago? We were here a long time ago, maybe 10 years, maybe even longer. This used to be they used to have a hot dog place here. We briefly met the owner, but then they weren't with us anymore. He wasn't with us anymore. And it's a hotel now, just a hotel. Used to have a hot dog stand, but that's gone. The Rail Dog. But fortunately, I recorded that. They had it on a low power radio station. And I'll play that back for you now.
All aboard the Rail Dog Caboose. Welcome aboard the historical 1956 bay window ribcage, the Milwaukee Road Caboose. A wood-burning locomotive hurtling down 10,000 miles of track at 25 miles per hour, pulling open freight cars. And at the end was this original restored Milwaukee Road Caboose. This caboose, which has traveled all over America, now makes its home station in the Wisconsin Dells as Rail Dog, home of the most unique, innovative, and the very best hot dogs in town. The Wolin family came to the Dells in 2003 and saw there was a hot dog need. Now there is the Chicago Vienna hot dog, the Polish sausage and tamales, the famous Polish taco, the Wisconsin Dells taco, and the Italian beef and tamales. But most important, and only at the Rail Dog, very hungry small children can have the Choo Choo hot dog. All hot dogs come with delicious natural skin French fries. A fun, unique meal with your family and friends. The caboose is located at the corner of Oak Street and Wisconsin Avenue in downtown Wisconsin Dells. The Rail Dog opens from 11:30 a.m. to 8 p.m., 7 days a week. And like the old days, please pay with cash. We want you to have a wonderful time in the Wisconsin Dells. But remember to come by the Rail Dog Caboose. Let the children ring the bell and blow the whistle. And most important, have a great hot dog. All aboard the Rail Dog Caboose.
This is where I'm going to cut away. I have the recording yet. So we're going to work our way back towards the walkway by the river, which is really very pretty. And I can imagine how good it looks in the fall. So we're heading back towards the other end of Broadway, but we're behind Broadway right now. Give you a chance to see what it looks like back behind. There's a lot of small hotels here that are a whole lot quieter than any that might be on Broadway itself. It's another small boutique hotel plus a main building. And I think I see where the walkway is. We have to cross the street. It's over there. Actually, we're connecting up with part of it right here once we cross. And we'll go to the crosswalk where it's safer. Always a good idea. And here's a pool at this hotel. We'll cross right up here. We'll connect up with the walkway. Get a good look at the river. Riverwalk. See, there's even a restaurant right here. So we'll go this way. I'm sorry. We're going to... We'll connect up with the path right up ahead. And here's the backside from where we were. And I see it right up there. There's the path. Sometimes if you time it right, you can see the Dell's Boat Tour boat heading out while you're walking along. And there we go, there's the path. And there's some information boards on the way. Teach you a little bit about the area. Here's the river. The reason why it's brown is not because it's dirty, because it's tannins, often coming from the vegetation or trees, the leaves that fell into the river. Think of, what colors your tea brown. It's tannins also. So there's a little fact. Lots of birdies live over here too. And here's some information about the river. Back then you had to do your own rowing to explore the river before the Dell's Boat Tours came into play. You had to do the work. So it's a lot easier now to see the river. And back here you can see the railroad bridge and the other end of Broadway. And this is just a partial view of the walkway, but the first part was actually, focused on what you saw before with the boats. But we're at the back end of the walkway. So you would have seen the whole thing pretty much. So now we're at the back side, and pretty soon you're going to get a really good view of the river. Lots of lilies here. Oh, and here's some more information about the dam. When you come up to Broadway, you go by the dam. Provided power. This is how cities grew and towns grew before the age of electricity. Rivers were used for power, and they still are in many places, including Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. Every bit of way to provide power through natural means is always a money saver, and the water's always there. They really put a lot of thought into this walkway, and it's so much fun to see it through the seasons. I bet it's really gorgeous in the fall. And here we come around. And here's some more information about the Native Americans that live in this area, the Ho-Chunk, and I think the Winnebagos also. There's several tribes predominant to this part of Wisconsin. And here's the back side of the restaurant here. And There's nothing like a beautiful daylily in the summer. Can't get enough of those. And here's a info about the Ho-Chunk tribe. And they do have a casino in town also. Very popular resort there. And H.H. Bennett actually worked with the Ho-Chunk tribe, you know, they did dancing, they still do, and, you know, educate the general public about their people. And we're glad that continues even now in the 21st century. You're going to really like this view coming up soon. It's gorgeous. And here's some more information. Not only do you walk, you learn here. And there's places to sit. Here's a checkerboard table if you want to play checkers. With the best view ever. They did whatever they could to preserve the natural beauty. Yes, Broadway is very commercialized, but this part is not, and they're taking steps to keep it that way, to keep it attractive for all generations. And here's a historical marker, which frankly I've never seen this one before. I think it's pretty new. This is a new marker. You can tell that it's new. It's not weather worn. Well, this is great. Let's take a look at this little, nice little area here. Is a sitting area. Lots of tables. They can handle all weather. They're super durable. Here's the checker table. Another one. You can have a checker tournament here. Here's the back side of the marker. This Riverwalk wasn't always here, but we're glad it's here now. Here's some views here. And here's a look back at the little alcove. And here's another bit of info here. A lot of cities were named after presidents of railroads, because railroads and hydroelectric dams were the lifeblood of these communities back in the 19th century and early 20th century. You needed a railroad to bring in visitors and cargo before there was an interstate highway and trucks. This was how you brought things from point to point, by train. All important. And here's the big finish, folks. This wide open view of the river. And when you take the tour boat, they'll come out along here and then turn left and head out. Look at our other videos also of our boat tours we took in the past, so you can take a look at those as well. And here's some info pertaining to H.H. Bennett, very important photographer. And I believe I hear a tour boat now. Doing the boat tours is a must-see activity if you visit the Dells. We live near here and we still do it. It's just as much fun for near locals like us as one-time visitors or repeat visitors. It's never the same each time. There's always a little bit different. And this boat is just, there's nobody on it, which means they're bringing it out of their harbor and they're going to put it in service for the afternoon. It's going to get busier pretty soon. So they'll come back out loaded with passengers. Or they also drop them off over here too, because we actually got on over there on a previous trip. So there they go up the river right now. And they're going to see some amazing rock formations. But one of the most fun things is when they make several stops. They stop at Witch's Gulch, which is a really narrow walkway. I don't advise walking it if you're claustrophobic. But if you're not, enjoy. Look up, you see the rocks towering high above you. And as a reward for making it to the end of the path, there's a little souvenir and snack stand at the end. So this is basically the end of the walkway right here. And here comes another boat. They could very well be picking up passengers at their other dock. Or maybe not. But it looks like a busy summer day at the Dells. So we hope you enjoyed our walk on the walkway and have a nice day.